by the way, is on 20% right now. So you got maybe like 10 minutes.
I'll try to get through it as fast as I can then. So, the officers...
Stop doing that.
I'm trying not to. Please stop getting hung up on stupid shit. I'm sorry I call you ma'am. I'm so sorry. I am so fucking sorry. I'm 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 sorry.
Sean, it's okay. It's okay.
Please stop getting pissed off over trivial shit.
Sean, please.
It's just a word. It's not like I'm calling you a child molester or a rapist. I'm not calling you a murderer or a stalker. I'm sorry.
No. You're fine. You're fine. It's my sense of humor, which is kind of twisted, but not really. Look, dude. I'm very sarcastic. I think you're a pretty cool guy, and I think you're just lost, and I want to help for some reason. I don't know why. That's why I reached out to you. But if you need to, like I said before, if you need to yell at somebody, do it to me.
I don't want to yell at anybody. I want to see some people in real life and have positive interactions. I don't get to see my loved ones. The Bollingers, they harassed me and had their friends threaten me so that it alleviates them of their wrongdoing. The police wouldn't take a look at any of that. And then they tried to pretend like I threatened their lives, and I did not. And they were able to prevent me from going to court by incarcerating me. The cops outright fucking lied. I don't have the money for a lawyer. I have protection orders out for court dates I was prevented from going to. None of my public pretenders would do their job. You have to have money for a real lawyer. When you're a homeless male, nobody gives a fuck.
Well, guess what? Here's the twist. I care. So, I wouldn't be here if I didn't. So, there's that for you. I wouldn't be wasting my time.
Ma'am, I need to get my disability back, and I need to get into housing. I need actual help. Therapy does not help this. Therapy doesn't stop the abuse, and separating me from my loved ones is abuse.
Okay, so
let me tell you the specifics. Let me tell you the specifics, all right?
All right.
When those officers, even though I'd been trying to show them evidence and my public pretenders for over a year, they wouldn't look. When I was assaulted in January, the deputies in the jail, they spent a lot of time making fun of me and teasing me and berating me. So when I lit that fire, I turned myself in. I made sure that I did so on Facebook to show that other people are allowed to, but I'm not. These officers harassed me across jurisdictions, including harassing my friends and family. Now, when Officer Amanda Jonas, because they took me to the hospital, they told me they were going to take my report there at the Longmont Hospital. They didn't take my report. They left. They separated me from my electronics and from my evidence and refused to take a look at it. They put me on suicide watch. I'm on suicide. I'm fucking suicidal because I couldn't get the cops to do their goddamn jobs. I'm not a human being to the fucking cops. So they assaulted the shit out of me in the hospital, injected me with drugs, and then pretended like they served me with a protection order. And then they arrested me. I turned myself in and told them exactly what I did. They should have arrested me then. But they didn't want to do that. They wanted to pretend like they did their jobs. They lied outright. I know that's what they do. I've had multiple cops tell me that's what they do. I've had multiple cops telling me that's why they quit.
Yeah. No, I know.
But the Bollingers, they tried to make it so that no matter what they could win. Because if you can't show up in court, then they automatically win. In the state of Colorado, you have to have a requisition in 7 days before your court date if you can't go in. All 3 of the protection orders, the one from Natalie in December and the 2 from Shelly and Danica in August of last year. All 3 of them were within 6 days of court that I was served with them. I couldn't have possibly gotten that paperwork in on time, and I was fucking incarcerated for the last 2. They tried to get them set up in 2 different counties on the same day for the same time, so that they would win no matter what. That's the thing that's fucked up about the system, is they can abuse the system to prevent me from having an honest day in court, to prevent me from being able to stand up to my accusers.
Yeah, I know.
So,
trust me, I know.
The second protection order in August, they served it to me in the jail. My public pretender wouldn't do her fucking job. She went out of her way. And by the way, I had 7 different public pretenders in Arapahoe County. And then they sent warrants out for my arrest because I wasn't able to make it to the court dates in Scottsbluff, Nebraska, and the court date in Chapel, Nebraska, which they dropped those charges. Same as they dropped the charges in Boulder, because that prevents that evidence from being used in court. I needed that evidence to be able to stop these predators from coming after me. The way that I was painted, I will never get an honest day in court. I will never have an honest chance at a decent life.
No, you will.
No, I won't. You're not understanding this, ma'am.
No, I do understand, and I get it.
I shouldn't have had to use Facebook. I have been trying. That's what I'm saying, is that I have been making fucking ungodly effort that people don't see, so I must not be making it.
I see it. So now what? I mean, come on. I see it.
I need a safe environment, ma'am. I have needed a safe environment to recover since I left Virginia. I drove from Virginia to Boulder to go see my loved ones so that I could recover from all the hell that I had been through. And when I got there, I had to deal with more hell over shit that I didn't do. I need my disability back, and I need housing, and I can't get my disability back with warrants out. And the fact that they were able to get those protection orders without allowing me to even go to court meant that I didn't get to show all the shit. I literally have not gotten to show my evidence to anyone that can do anything about it.
Look, I don't want to make you upset. So, what you need to do, or what I think you need to do, is figure something out to go forward. I don't mean to make you cry. I really don't.
Ma'am, I have been jumping through hoops for so many people, all right? I am trying. That's the point, is that I am trying. I cannot do this by myself. I cannot.
Then what do you need? Tell me what you need, Sean. Tell
I need a lawyer.
What do you fucking need?
I need a lawyer. I need to be able to get a roof over my head and an income so that I can defend myself against these people. I cannot defend myself out here.
Well, obviously, okay, check it out. You need to put yourself in a homeless shelter.
No. You are missing the point entirely, ma'am. All right?
What's the point?
I am seriously needing to recover from this, a homeless shelter is not the place to recover. I walked people to homeless shelters for years, but I didn't stay there. Do you know why I didn't stay there? Because I can't handle it. It's too many people, too much negativity. It's too loud.
Then you rise above that. It's mind over matter.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is, Sean. Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
It is.
I'm trying to explain to you that what I need is to be able to see my loved ones, all right? I don't get to do that.
I understand that. I get that. I totally get that. Okay, so when you tell me that you want to see your loved ones, and where are they located?
In Colorado and Nebraska.
Okay, and then you said that when, okay. Where's your mom? Honestly, where's your mom?
She's not a good person. She's not going to help.
Okay, then who are your loved ones? Who are the ones you want to see?
My older brother Eric, my friend Desiree.
Where is he?
They're all in Colorado. They're all in Boulder, Colorado, or Chapel, Nebraska. All of them are in Colorado or Nebraska. All of them are in Colorado or Nebraska. Colorado or Nebraska.
I heard you the first 2 times. Okay, so what's up with your brother?
What do you mean?
You want to see him. He's your loved one. So
yeah.
Reach out to him.
I can't. That's the point.
Why?
Ma'am, I'm trying to explain this. Instead of asking questions, listen to the story from point A to point Z. Instead of asking questions where I'm jumping all over the place. I need an honest day in court so that I can defend myself against these people, so that I can have the things that were taken from me back. I don't have one. Stop asking questions and let me explain.
Then there's no court date.
No, stop! Please stop!
Okay, I'll stop. I'll stop.
Ma'am.
Look, I'm trying to make sense of all this, and I honestly
It will take me a minute to try to gather my thoughts. You don't have to fill in every blank 2 seconds with words. Please stop. Let me explain without you asking questions all over the place. Please let me explain. Please.
Okay, go for it. Sorry.
That's the point about asking questions, is that I can answer all of your questions, but they need to be answered in the order in which they happened. I can't see my brother because if I go to Colorado, I will get arrested and put in the very same jails where I was abused by guards. In the very same jails where I don't have a public pretender who is going to do their job. They refused to take a look at any of the evidence in all of my court cases, and I had multiples. I was in court over 40 times last year, ma'am. Over 40 times. For one continuance after another, after another, after another, with nobody taking a look at the evidence. Meanwhile, they were able to do whatever they wanted across jurisdictional lines to harass me, threaten me, and assault me, and prevent me from being able to show evidence, but I'm not even allowed to show evidence that's in the jurisdiction of the counties where I was charged.
Okay.
So what I'm telling you is that I can't see my loved ones without an honest day in court, and they're going to use the court dates that they prevented me from going to prevent me from having an honest day in court when I go back. I have warrants out in Larimer County, and I have warrants out in Arapahoe County. I literally had to plead guilty to a crime that I shouldn't have had to plead guilty to. I shouldn't have even had to break the goddamn law. I shouldn't have had to.
sorry that you're hurting. I really do.
They're gonna
I'm really sorry.
try to fucking charge me with breaking the protection orders too, and you're damn right I did. I was prevented from going to court and prevented from showing evidence and assaulted and threatened and intimidated by police officers for even trying. These officers, before Natalie's death, went out of their way to ignore me every time I spoke to them. Meanwhile, they helped Natalie out.
Yeah.
And after her death, these fucking pigs and the fucking media destroyed my name everywhere in the world. I can't leave the United States. I can't even explain to people what it's like not having a place where I can sit down and even go through all of this shit.
Sorry.
That's the thing, ma'am, is that nearly everybody that I talk to who's willing to listen is either on heroin or on meth or on alcohol.
I'm not. Well, I had a few drinks. My daughter's gone, so I had a couple drinks tonight. I'm allowed that. So,
I know.
But either way, I'm here.
I don't want to yell at
Always
anyone.
Will be.
I don't want to yell at anyone, ma'am.
No, you don't. I know you don't, honey. Look at.
I need love in person. I need positivity in person. I need positivity in person.
I know.
I need familiarity, and that's something people don't even try to understand about autism. They punish me for being autistic, and then they get pissed off at me for fucking lashing out at being punished. These other people aren't going through this. Natalie was somebody that I cared about too.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of ironic, though. I know you knew Natalie, or have known Natalie, but I'm kind of like doing the same thing with you, if you think about it. Like, I've never met you, I followed the story, and I reached out to you because I feel like, I don't know, I just feel like I need to. And I did.
I need people to do for me what it is that Black Lives Matter does when these things happen to black folks in houses. But they're not gonna.
Sorry, I had to laugh. Black lives don't matter. Sorry. Anyways, look, Sean, I think I relate to you the most because you're my baby daddy's same name, spelled the same way. And I just feel for you. So, honestly, I think you're pretty awesome, and I think that you got this. And I think that fuck the police, fuck the past. I know it's hard to understand that or grasp, but I mean, I don't know what else to say. I feel like attached.
I need to see my loved ones, ma'am. I need positivity in my life, and that's what it's going to take. Is for me to be able to see my loved ones without being abused.
I'm trying my hardest.
I need an honest day in court, ma'am. I need people to speak out about the wrongness of all of this. There was no pressure for the police to do their jobs.
Right.
Except from the Bollinger side. They slandered the shit out of me, ma'am. My friend Rayanna, she's the only person that I know here in Cheyenne. And she wants to help. She cries because she can't help me because her husband won't let her. I need to be able to...
Check it out. Here's the thing, Sean, is that there's a lot of people on your side, believe it or not. Okay? I being one of them. So, if that doesn't help you, I don't know what will, because there's more positivity in that if you think about that.
Not in my life. Not here where it matters in person. Not in court.
Okay, well, I understand that, but that's fine. That's fine. You have that positivity.
No, I don't. I have it on Facebook. All right? Sometimes, in between the threats and the harassment and the fuck you, Shawns. Ma'am, I don't have positivity in real life.
Let that go. Let that go.
I can't. Ma'am, I can't.
Yes, you can.
No, you aren't understanding that I cannot take care of myself. Homelessness is victimization, and it is nonstop.
Okay, let me
The
tell you
only
a little
thing that
story
makes
about
this
Irish.
better is
Sean,
the only
Sean,
thing that makes this
Sean.
better is being able to see people that I know and care about in real life and do positive things with them, even if it's just sit down and bullshit. It's different on the phone. It's completely different in typing. I need to see people in real life and have positivity. My life is punishment, ma'am.
No, it's not. No, it's not. Can I just tell you something right now? Honestly, I have honestly done this FaceTime or whatever you want to call it more with you than I have with my quote unquote boyfriend. So that should say that speaks volumes. Volumes.
Ma'am, I'm frustrated
Just
because
saying.
people keep thinking that those pretty words. Do you have family there?
Yeah, I do, but I also it's Saturday fucking night. What the fuck am I doing right now? I'm talking to Sean.
Right?
I don't know.
But it's that familiarity.
I'm trying to talk him down off the ledge. Here's my Saturday night. I'm not with my kid. I'm talking to you. What does that say?
It says you care.
I do. I do.
But I need you to understand that you have a boyfriend, right?
Long distance. So it doesn't matter.
I can agree with that.
Yes.
Long distance.
What did you say?
I said I can agree with that. Long distance is tough. That's the thing, is that I need familiarity in person.
I'm talking to you, Sean.
I know you are.
I am talking to you. I'm giving my time to you because I care about you. Because I fucking hate your posts. I hate the fact that you want to
I hate them too.
I don't even know why you even say that.
Because my life sucks. Ma'am.
No, it doesn't.
I can't take care of myself. I am telling you straight up, I can't. No, ma'am, I cannot.
You've done a pretty good job.
No, so I haven't. Ma'am, in order to go...
You're doing good
Sorry
right now.
for calling you ma'am.
You're alive, you're breathing. You're alive and breathing right now.
I don't get love in real life where it counts. I don't get support in real life where it counts.
Okay. You're wrong about the second one because I'm giving you support right now.
You aren't here in real life. You're here on a telephone.
But that's support, right?
It is support.
Otherwise, would you be doing what?
But it's not the support that I need. And that's the point.
Okay.
People who have people in their immediate families, they're in their households, people that they get to interact with every day. I don't get that. I spend too much time by myself in my own head. And I need positive things in my life. I need positivity in my life. I need to be able to do positive things. There is no positivity in my real, actual life.
Okay. I understand.
When I was in Boulder, I was homeless. But I liked my life. I did. I didn't just help people. I got to laugh and make jokes and hang out and have positivity in real life. When I left Virginia, I went back to Boulder for that positivity, and I made it positive. I did that. I was the one who did that. I made it a safe environment, not just for me, but for a lot of other people. And when I wasn't there, it became unsafe for all of them. There was no longer somebody who was going to stand up to the bullies when the bullies were down there doing what they were doing.
Right.
You having a roof over your head protects you from the homelessness, from how the homeless are treated by the police. I told
you that I was homeless before, right?
Yes, ma'am.
I lived out of my car for about a year and a half.
I'm glad I have a vehicle.
And I was sober. Well, not quite, but...
I'm sober. I'm always sober.
Yeah, I know, but that's why I feel... You have to understand, that's why I feel sympathetic, apathetic, whatever you want to say, because my mom wouldn't even want to see me. Like, I fucking rammed my fucking car into her garage door. So, and I was on heroin. And it was awesome. It's fucking awesome. Anyway. Hey, Sean.
Yeah, your phone's about to die.
Fugly right now.
You're not fugly. You're not.
I do. Yeah, well, smoke and mirrors. But I do have to go to bed because I have to get my kid. I'm kind of concerned about you. Well, no, I am concerned about you. I wouldn't have done this at all. I don't know. It's just, I am drawn to you because I feel like I get you. And although we're like in two different states, I just want you to do well. I do not want you to fucking talk about suicide or you hate your fucking life, because that fucking kills me. It fucking kills me.
It kills me too, ma'am. I can't see my loved ones and it hurts me every day.
No, I know, but what do we do? What do we do? You're making me cry.
I cry a lot.
There, because I can relate.
Ma'am, the things that they did to me were immoral, but they're also illegal. The things that the police and the Bollingers did are against the law. The things that the courts did to prevent me from being able to face my accusers are against the law.
Okay.
If they can do this to me, they can do it to anyone. But people are okay with it because it's just a homeless person. I'm not a child molester. I'm not a rapist. I've only had sex once my whole life. I'm scared shitless of women. Natalie had the help that I was begging for. I was begging for people to shoot me in the head for almost a year before she was killed. I wanted them to shoot me in the head because of the things that were said about me and the things people were doing over what was said about me. I loved Natalie more than anybody except for the boy. And I don't get to see him either.
I know you did.
I would never have hurt her. I just wanted people to stop hurting me. I didn't just lose Natalie over Natalie not willing to tell the truth. I lost everybody I love. I couldn't see any of them. I need an environment where I'm not abused, where I'm not overwhelmed, and people don't understand that the homeless shelters are overwhelming.
Yeah, no, I know. I used to work in one.
I walked people to them for 7 years, ma'am. 7 years I walked people to the warming centers and to the homeless shelters, and I picked up trash everywhere that I went. And I helped people, and I stuck up for people who were being bullied. I stood between people and the people they were trying to stab to death. I did that. That's who I am. And I begged these people who I had stuck up for to come forward and tell the truth, tell the world who I really am. But they wouldn't. They're all too afraid of the cops, or they're friends with the people who did this to me, and they don't want their friends to be mad because they get to see their friends in person, and they don't see me in person, so I'm less important. Out of sight, out of mind. I wasn't allowed to defend myself, ma'am. I didn't need people arguing on Facebook. I needed them to take screenshots of those Facebook groups so I had evidence. I needed someone in person to help me to fucking process. I just needed to be loved. You know, Alicia said that to me once, and she was so right. But the things that they said prevented me from seeing the people that I love and the people that love me. Bloody hell.
I literally, Sean, have like 5% left on my phone.
It's okay. I'm sorry.
Hate to leave you.
I'm
I
sorry.
really hate to leave. What?
Be safe, Miss Stephanie. I'm sorry.
You were so sweet, and you were an amazing man. You know that, right?
I screamed
you made me
at
cry.
you.
I don't cry often.
I
Fuck
screamed
you.
at you. I screamed at you.
I want you to be safe tonight.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry for calling you ma'am. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
It's okay. I hate you so much.
Right? You be
I
safe.
have to go. My phone's gonna die.
I'll be alive in the morning, I promise.
Okay.
I don't make
Take care of
promises.
yourself. Please take care of yourself.
I've been
Yourself.
trying. I've been trying.
Try harder.
I can't try any harder than I am, ma'am. Good night, Miss Stephanie.
I hate you. Alright,
You're
I'm
good.
gonna hang up.
Good night. I don't know how to hang up. Yes, ma'am.
Take care of yourself.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
I mean, Miss Stephanie, I'm trying.